Hello, Pepsi Cola, and I am at the Capitol building of Indiana. As you can tell. Well, this tree right before me, the sycamore, believe it or not, was a seed, came from a seed carried to the moon by astronaut Stuart A. Rosa on Apollo 14, February 1971. Yeah. The seed that grew this tree right here actually was carried to the moon and back. And this is actually not the only tree that came from seed carried to the moon. There's actually a few more around the United States. But yeah, this is one of the many trees that grew up from seeds carried to the moon and back. It's crazy. So we have real life lunar trees planted here, down here on Earth. Who would have thought? Seeds were carried to the moon and back. They did a lot of crazy things on the Apollo missions. And now, decades later, the Chinese are starting to grow plants on the moon. Experiments where they're planning seeing how plants will grow on the moon. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll be stepping back up on the surface of the moon, which I cannot wait for because that'd be exciting. I gotta touch the moon tree. Man, there's a piece of lunar history right there. Moon tree. It came from the moon. A little more history about the U.S. Capitol building. The state capitol was moved to Indianapolis 1825 from Corydon, which is like right off of the Ohio River down south. The capitol was built on this site in 1835, was raised in 1878 to make way for this state house, completed in 1888. So yeah, pretty decent size Capitol building here. I'll just show another angle where the dome is. Also has a lot of statues. As is known, Indianapolis is actually the second U.S. city with the most monuments, memorials, which coincidentally is Indianapolis was originally designed by the same architect who designed Washington, D.C. It's a little bit more interesting facts there. Yeah, I still can't get over it though. This tree, its seeds were carried all the way from the moon. Or carried to the moon and then carried back. I think someday hey, maybe we'll start growing trees on the moon. That's a pretty decent sized Capitol building, though. The Lincoln Funeral Train. Assassinated President Abraham Lincoln's funeral was April 19th, 1865, at the White House. The funeral train was left for Springfield, Illinois, April 21st, directed by military. Stop en route allowed mourners to pay homage. In Richmond, Indiana, Governor Oliver P. Morton boarded. Train reached Indianapolis April 30th at 7 a.m. Buildings were draped in black. In the rain, Lincoln's coffin was escorted along crowded streets, lined with soldiers, to Old State House, located here. Reporters say at least 50,000 people viewed Lincoln's open casket in the rotunda through streets lit by bonfires and torches. Coffin was returned to Union Depot. Train departed at 12 a.m. for Michigan City, last scheduled Indiana stop. Yeah. So like a lot of previous videos, rode on towns around Lebanon. Yeah, pretty much that whole train route goes up to Michigan City. So really, it kind of went to from Springfield to Indianapolis, and then went up towards Michigan City, where it would pretty much continue on to elsewhere, pretty much. But yeah, very interesting. And now it is 4 o'clock. Hey, looky here. Looks like I found it. So we got the bicentennial moon tree. Sycamore grown from seed carried to the moon by astronaut Stuart A. Rosa on Apollo 14, February 1971. And you have April 9th, 1976, Otis R. Bowman is the governor of Indiana. Cool. Honestly, I found it. Well, anyway, I just want to show a little bit of Indiana's state capitol building. And also, of course, the moon tree. So you gotta see the moon tree. Well, anyway, it's McCory. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Oh yeah, check this out. This is the Indiana State House right here. And this is the old Indiana State House Capitol building. And down here is the original plan for Indianapolis. Miles Square. So the original idea of Indianapolis was for the city to really just be it's a mile square going in every direction pretty much. Yeah. Back when it was a town, the town of Indianapolis. And you're probably thinking, oh, what the heck is this thing here? That doesn't exist anymore. Well, that is actually Pogues Run. And Pogues Run is actually a river they built over. So this whole thing right here does not exist anymore. And it would shoot out to White River down here. wherever, and you can actually still go into Pogues Run via a tunnel. So there's actually an entrance over here somewhere, and an entrance over here at the mouth of the White River. And that will be a future video, because it's actually a thing you can walk all the way across, and boy, will it be creepy. But it'll be fascinating, because it's like they pretty much built over the river, Pogues Run. Now, this right here, I am pretty certain, if I'm not mistaken, is where the monument circle is now. And this is the state house right here. Now, yeah, this is also another thing that's interesting about Indianapolis. How the skyline, it's not very tall. And that's because buildings in Indianapolis could not reach higher than the monument circle for like a really long time. So that is why there is that kind of lack of skyscrapers in Indianapolis. Well, yeah, just a little extra history there. See y'all later.